G'day guys, and today I'm going to do my tips for round 17 of the season. I think I got about 4 or 5 right last week. I got a lot wrong, and there were a lot of upsets, so it's normally the case. So we got the Eagles on Friday night. They have the Pies of the stadium. They're in absolutely ripping nick at the moment, the Eagles, and the Pies couldn't be further away from it. So their past results suggest the Eagles have really got the wood over them at the moment. They just know the way they need to play, and they often get the job done. So have to go to the Eagles here by 6 goals. I reckon they'll do the Pies in again. They've been able to do it at the G a few times as well and continue winning. So I think they've won the last 4 at least. Saturday Arvo, we have Sydney and Carlton at the SCG, and the Blues were very brave against the D's, couldn't get over the line. Sydney went down to the Bombers, and I reckon they'll respond big time. We're going to go to the Swans by 2 goals. I reckon it'll be quite close. Carlton have been incredibly competitive and pretty tough to beat of late with their new changes. So I'm going to go to the Swans though on their home deck to get the win here. Next up we have Hawthorn and Freo at Tassie. Freo have been really out of form and seem to have lost their mojo. Hawthorn with a nice win over the Pies makes me want to tip them. They're usually pretty tough to beat, the Hawks at home, so I'm going to tip them by 3 goals. The Dockers really need to respond though, but it looks like they've run out of legs a little bit. The Bombers have North Melbourne at Marvel Stadium. This will be very interesting and a flip of the coin. I'm going to go North Melbourne with their consistency of late. It's going to be a very tough game to pick, but the Bombers absolutely taught them a lesson last time. I think they're a much different side this time. Going to go North by a goal. Going to be nearly impossible to tip that one. It normally always is. Gold Coast have Adelaide at Metricon Stadium, and the Crows are very disappointing against Port Adelaide. They were a shell of their former selves. And Gold Coast, they just keep losing by big margins, and they've gone off the bandwagon a bit. But I reckon the Crows by 8 or 9 goals here. Should be an easy win for them. Geelong have St Kilda at GMHBA Stadium, and the Cats went down to the Dogs last week. Then the Saints also went down to North Melbourne, so both sides coming up for loss. I'd expect Geelong to respond well. I'm going to go the Cats by 7 goals. They're very tough to beat at KP. St Kilda not doing much right at the moment, and Richo under a lot of pressure, so that's my tip there. And the Tigers have the Giants MCG. This game's going to be huge. Both sitting at 9 and 6. And the Giants traditionally don't play that well at the G. I'm going to go the Tigers here. Probably a couple of goals in it, mainly because they're obviously much more accustomed to the G, and they're really building. They're going to get some players back, and it's a flip of the coin this one as well. The Dogs have Melbourne at Marvel Stadium, and I'm going to tip the Western Bulldogs because it's at Marvel Stadium. They play some great footy there. They've had some really good wins over the Tigers, the Cats, and they've been pretty tough to play of late. They beat Port Adelaide as well as Geelong in the last few weeks. Melbourne fell over the line against Carlton. They got out to a big lead, and Carlton came back, and they're not really as much top as they were. Port Adelaide and the Lions at Adelaide Oval. It was a close encounter here, I think the year before last. 5 points in it. And the Lions are in sensational form at the moment. Port Adelaide not doing a whole lot wrong either. And, it's very tough. I want to tip Port Adelaide here. I'm going to tip them. If they can't win 2 in a row, they're absolutely hopeless. So, I'm going to tip it only because Adelaide Oval's at the Gabba. I'd 100% tip the Lions. So, it'll be tough to beat though, no doubt. It's going to be a very interesting game. So those are my tips for round 17. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll catch you all next time.